Kevin. Hey, how's it going?
Good, beer.
Doing good. I'm doing all right. Have you seen my new place?
I have not. She made tour.
So, this is San Francisco. This is Polk's.
Nice.
I don't know how much you can see, but my room is kind of messy.
So do you have just a room, or do you have like an actual living space as well, like a living room?
I have a living room, but I have a roommate staying there. So.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, in San Francisco, like, a lot of people rent out their living rooms just because it's so expensive.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Hey, Jules.
Hey, what up?
How's it going?
Oh yeah, Rick's not gonna make it. I forgot.
What? Who's not gonna make it?
Rick.
Yeah, Rick's not gonna make it. Nor is.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Nor is Jose. And nor is Martin. Oh, okay. Speak of the devil. Hey, Jose.
Hey.
Hey, Benny.
Oh hey.
You guys. How are you guys doing?
Good. Just chilling here.
Jose, I thought you were gonna be in a car.
I was, but I've been getting my house ready to kind of have my girlfriend come in here, not tell me that it's dirty.
What is that light? That's
I just
pretty
want
cool.
to. What light?
Like, you have like lights under your bunk
Sorry,
bed?
it's my.
Or whatever that is.
It's just like the lights that I use on my dog. Hey, let me see.
Okay, cool. Alright, well, let's get to stand-up. I want to eat dinner. I haven't had a good dinner yet. So today was like one of my most productive days ever. I've been programming straight since like 9 a.m.
Oh my god.
Like literally like
Nice.
almost continuously with no breaks. Like, I don't know. Somebody must have like spiked my tea with cocaine or something. English breakfast teas. That's what I had this morning. That's what I'm gonna try tomorrow. Cause man, that worked. I don't know. Super productive. So what I've been working on is basically the new Robocaster page. I can show you guys a little demo. I mean, keep in mind it's like a template. So there's a bunch of bold colors everywhere. You'll see. Let's see. Okay. So it looks like this right now. The colors are kind of crazy, but basically I'm following Jill's mock-up. So I'm following this thing right here. So what I did was basically I just templated, or basically I created a template that, you know, with all the rectangles matching the mock-up, and it's starting to get functional. For example, like here, this actually lists your devices, I mean your robots, and here this actually lists all the other robots possible. This is like my actual avatar picture. It pulls the name, it pulls the description, it pulls the robot image, the current robot image, the robot description. The movement buttons are close to working, and then the snapshots should load. This is just my local machine. I think that's why it's not loading. And then the chat is very close to working as well. So it's like, I don't know, it's like 60% functional, and then there's the whole UI piece of it, or at least I mean the aesthetic piece of it. Which, speaking of that, so how can I get like the assets that we want to use?
These aren't assets. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not using assets. Like,
Okay, maybe assets is the wrong word, but
yeah,
how
they're
can
just
I get...
like flat triangles or rectangles.
Okay, well, I guess I mean, how can I get like the images I need for the final version?
Oh, I'm at, like, what do you need that's an image, really, I guess?
Okay, well, I guess just these things. Maybe just the follow button and like. I guess we don't need this blue thing or the heart right now because we don't have anything that connects to that.
Yeah, that'll work. The only thing that I saw in the mock-up was, or in your version of the mock-up, is that you like put the snapshots up real high, and the snapshot should be like.
Yeah. Well, so the reason
below the chat.
Yeah, the reason why I did that is because I don't know what this thing is supposed to be.
It was just an example of like an alert, like, hey, your robot that you're following came online. Like, yeah, I mean, this was just like a layout idea. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't like super supposed to be like any, but yeah, I mean, it's still a useful thing to work from. It's just, it doesn't, yeah, you don't have to worry too much about all the details on it.
Okay, yeah, I won't worry too much about all the details. And also these things would be nice to have these, like
Sure.
this camera thing and this GIF thing.
Yeah, I'll get you the icons.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure what you meant by art, because this was just one of like a dozen wireframes that I had.
Well, now that I look at it, yeah, there's not too many things I need. Just the camera, the GIF thing, maybe the follow button with the heart here, and maybe even if it's easy, the blue person and the heart here too. I think that's all I need. Yeah. Anyway, so.
But yeah, like the right side, that whole dark gray box, like, is supposed to be chat.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah. So
I see. And so like people are chatting the snapshot.
Yeah. So when you hit a snapshot, it says like, yeah, when you do a snapshot, it shows up in the chat. It's like, hey, there's a snapshot, right? You don't have to add that feature. It was just a thought. So sorry if that confused you, but the snapshot should actually be below. Yeah, like down there. But like, do you see there's two tabs down there? One that says About Channel and one that says Photo Album.
Yeah. Okay. So photo album.
So you don't have to make it tabs. You could actually just split it into two. So you can make one half the About the channel and the other half like the snapshots, if you want. You don't want to do tabs.
Okay. I mean that's gonna be kind of tight, like to show the snapshots in like half this space right here.
No, you have the whole right to that.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. So the chat should go all the way down to where the command stuff is, and then in there, and then everything below that is like about channel and social space and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, if there's anything big, like that needs to be changed, like I need it, the sooner the better.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so that's what I've been working on basically all day.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I've gotten a chance to like re-architect the front end, so it's much nicer, and also the back end too. So hopefully Jackie won't be as repulsed by it. But yeah, okay, that's what I've been doing. All right, Kevin. Kevin, you want to go next?
Okay, I guess I'm fine. I finished with the help of Benny, I finished the first half of the tele development instructions. I put all the images in there for that part, like to build the body and everything. So now I'm going to go through and make images for the wiring. Benny already has basically all the instructions for everything else. I'll just break it down, organize it all the same, and then I'll hopefully be finished with that. So that's about 70% finished, I guess. And then I have some other stuff to do as far as like fixing the shell with the ribs and some other minor things for the telebot. That's pretty much it.
Cool. And also you helped with the WordPress categories thing.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of I don't know, taped together right now, I guess.
It's what?
It's not great. It's just temporary fix. I don't know what your guys' goals are for the form, so I kind of made a quick fix on it.
Well, the goal is for now is just to consolidate everything into one channel.
Okay. Yeah. There isn't a way to delete subforms and move topics over. You can move each one individually over, but it keeps giving me an error, and I can't find any solution for it when I search for it. So.
All right. Well, we'll have to figure that out. All right. Well, thanks, Kevin. All right, Jose.
All right. So I went over to this Twitch local Twitch streamers meetup, which was a failure because we couldn't really find them. So I volunteered to help them with the IT stuff, so people can actually just click and find out exactly where they are. A lot of people missed it, so me and Rick, who came with me, just aborted the mission. I have this meeting shooting for next Tuesday with the founder of Relayo, the service that does on-demand that I talked to you guys about last week. If you remember, it's next Tuesday. I met up with the guy from the IoT lab who is our contact for winning the competition, and basically he's buying free hardware and I have to pick whatever I want. So I have, okay. Sure, I'm gonna share my screen, show you what I have so far. Okay, so can you see this? Do you see it?
Yep.
I have a list here. I'll show you what I have so far.
Where is the Relayo meeting, by the way?
Anywhere. I think Walnut Creek, maybe. That's where the guy lives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys can join, of course. I have so I'm buying Mecanum wheels, a 360 camera, some hubs, and maybe a 12-volt solar panel with USB for this robot. They're letting us build. So what's going to happen is that when this is finished, they're going to take it to we're going to take it to Microchip and showcase it, and then we'll get opportunities to move forth with this kind of robot. So see, there was an issue that me and Rick had food after the meeting with the guy. His name is Neil, other Neil. So he doesn't seem to really be interested in helping build teles in the manufacturing sense. He's more interested in building a robot that has surveillance kind of status. So let me stop sharing my screen first. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, Rick says, hey man, it's free hardware, just go for it. But my goal was, or what I wanted to do was kind of just get some help manufacturing the teles more. But I mean, I guess this is still good. It's free and we can pick whatever we want, and I can be as creative as I want to be.
Wait, is there more free hardware?
Yes.
Really?
So we have.
I would love some Mecanum wheels.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I can ask. I don't think it should be a problem. We of course have access to all the IoT kits that we listed, and just hardware that what I mean. So
I really wanted to make a robot with Mecanum wheels and like a tilt servo, so that way you could do like the dual analog style controls like for a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to build it. Well, I am traveling up north. I think I'm gonna spend a couple nights at Theo's. If you guys want to give it a crack, all I have to do is now basically like send him the list, the completed list, and he'll just order it, and I'll be up north until the 3rd. So.
Is there a budget that they gave you?
No.
Interesting.
Right? Yeah, no budget, so that's
$1 million.
Take them for all they're worth. How many? Will they give you Raspberry Pis?
Yeah. I got a free pie. I got a couple free pies, and
Get all the pies that they'll give you.
sure. Yeah. I'll write it into the document as a note.
Ask them how many Raspberry Pis. Tell them
Just
you
make it work for like 10,000. Say it's too many. Say, oh, sorry, I had too many zeros. Take one off. It's like 1,000.
I mean, for now,
ask for 100, and then if they say 100, be like, oh, oops, sorry, I added a 0. Give me 10.
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, that's a good technique. I learned that in school. So, yeah, so that's where we are with microchip. And
Wait, so why do you think they won't be able to help us with the manufacturing and rather just supply some parts?
I mean, for the telebots, the guy wasn't really down for. I mean, he's like, okay, so what's the purpose of this, right? So we say, well, it's entertainment for now, but I mean, this is the consumer product. I mean, the platform itself it's open for various kinds of robots. So he kept talking about 360. I'm like, yeah, I actually want to have a 360-degree angle of view robot. So he said, well, let's buy the camera. I'm like, well, I mean, we have to. And then Rick said, we have to make sure that it works, that it's easy to set up, because if we buy a camera and it's going to be like a month of engineering to get it to work. So he just wants to make sure that we get something that's going to work. So I'll share this prototype document with you guys so we can all talk in it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if they could, the only thing I can think of is if they can help kit a robot. I mean, they could sell it. I don't care. Like, as long as it's a robot that works on the site, people can buy it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's all I care about. Like, it doesn't have to be a telly. It can be their own thing. Because what we want is more robots on the site. Like, that's it. Like, telly is a way to do that, but it's not the only way.
Yeah. Maybe we can get royalties as well.
Huh?
Maybe we can get royalties if they take a bot and sell on their own. Maybe we can get some royalties and kickbacks from their sales as well. I don't know, just an idea.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I think we'll want to do licensing, and like, especially for larger companies. But for now, if they like went through the effort of kitting a bot and like having something that like worked out of the box, like and all you have to do is assemble it, like, cool. Especially if it's.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, licensing for the tech is also a good idea. Like, yeah.
All right. So next thing is I'm talking to the developer of AndroPi, which is the Android operating system working on the Raspberry Pi 3, so that if possible, with his help, we can get the Android voice chat in front of a robot as a screen. It seems to be a hit when people see what it's being said and understand it, because of being able to see it. So that's I'm just talking to him, and I think that's all I have on my list. I got TTS working on my new robot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What was the problem? In a nutshell.
I don't know. I think it was a conflict with the USB interface. So I just went and used the 3.5 jack and used the speaker with it.
Cool. All right. Cool. All right. There's a lot of things. So thanks, Jose. All right, Benny. How's it going? How's it going over there?
Going good. I worked a little bit on the wiring, and I realized that it's really confusing to kind of like describe the steps without actually having any pictures. So I kind of like wrote down things, and I'll probably work with Kemet on figuring out what they should actually be. I joined this Pivotal thing today, and I see there's a number of things, so I'll probably start cracking away at some of those.
Yeah, Jill, Rick, and I, we spent like, I don't know, 3 hours yesterday trying to, we were organizing the current iteration part. So if you look at the current iteration part, that's all relevant and accurate. It's not prioritized yet, though.
I'm wondering. So what's the wavy lines issue?
Oh, like when you're looking at the bot's video, like you just see this like these wavy lines like going through the video. Like, you know, it's like darker and lighter, and it just keeps going by. So it could be related to the refresh rate on the LEDs. It could be some electromagnetic interference. But yeah, it's there on some of the telebots. I don't know if it's happening right now. Let me look at Bonsai.
And also, so the PCB, because the tele eyes, you know, are dead or no longer in service. So I'm looking into kind of making a PCB using like diffuse 5mm LEDs. So I've been looking, because basically what that would be is it would just be an LED with 4 wires, and then you just shove that into, you know, a PCB that looks a lot like the ones that we would buy, and then just solder these 4 wires, which should be easier than the alternative being we could buy those little individual LEDs and solder them onto a 3x3 matrix. But that seems like that would be a lot more work than literally just shoving a normal LED in.
Well,
So-
Kevin found a 3x3 matrix of LEDs today.
Oh,
Yeah. I also while I was browsing, someone makes like a rainbow 4x4. Would that
Yeah,
be easier?
There's a lot of 4x4s you
Yeah.
could potentially use, but it kind of loses some of the aesthetic. But
Yeah.
but
yeah,
it's also problematic to have like different setup too.
Yeah.
what's the 3x3 you found though?
They're all on Amazon. Like there's the German Amazon, French Amazon, and Italian Amazon site has them, but they all say won't ship to US. We gotta find someone who lives in Europe.
Is it like the
That's
same
what
Nolsum ones?
Yeah, it's the same ones.
Okay.
It's just different distributors.
You should ask Boland on Discord.
It seems like though that if they're sold out, then it's not that permanent of a solution. But
No,
Well,
it's
but-
good.
If
It's
you
good
get, like,
for
11
solving the short term because we're
Yeah.
not going to have enough. Because right now I have 9 and I need 11 more to finish the batch of 10. So, and I know that we can't get a PCB fabricated in less than 2 weeks. So it'd be nice to source as much of them as we can for now. I actually think this will be better because I've been really wanting to figure out a way to use diffuse LEDs instead of the super bright ones. So this will be kind of a nice way to go anyway. So either way, like I think it's a good solution.
yeah, I could order one and try and like Osh Park it or use something, and probably like get one potentially by like the. I'll actually know, probably like by the 2nd or so. Actually, I don't know how fast they can come out, but I know there's some that are like really quick.
Mhm.
I could try.
Could we design it for the mill?
Oh, that's true. We could. We do have. Yeah. Yeah, I could try that. That would definitely be quicker prototyping.
Yeah, like we totally do that. I mean, the through hole's a little tricky, but otherwise I think it'd work.
Okay, I could do that. And I think the diffuse ones don't need like any, because I think the other ones need to like have a resistor, but I think the diffuse ones have that crap built in. But I'll look into that specifically.
Okay. Would it just be one resistor, or would it be one for each?
I think they need like one for each on
Okay.
the original one. Like if you look at let me check that.
Yeah, that does make sense. That does make sense. One for each makes sense.
Yeah, like if you look at like an image of one, there's like a little resistor below each one, or it might be a capacitor, but there's something.
Okay, I know it has the little driver in it.
Yeah. But yeah, I can focus on that for now.
Can you help me fix the camera too? Like it's actually.
There,
I mean, I could take a crack at it as well. So there's I don't know. So like Raspberry Pi camera. Sometimes these screws don't quite go in. But I was kind of noticing like the main problem was
I've been using a number 2 screws to adhere it.
Well, I bought the ones that you sent me to use, or the ones that you recommended.
But there was the ones that were. I'm trying to remember which ones those specifically were. But anyway,
Number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, I was gonna say, so I think some of the problem here is this little thing that's under the little square camera module is getting like squished normally, so I cut like a little notch out for it so it'll like rest in there. But I don't know if that'll be enough. And I was also noticing that these screws like they weren't actually like screwing into this thing. So these probably
the hole's slightly too big.
Yeah, the holes are slightly too big.
Yeah, we can just make those a little smaller.
Yeah. Actually, I could probably do that change. It's pretty quick. I was just trying to get this robot together is all. Cool.
But yeah, so I'll start like at least responding to each issue and kind of figuring out. Yeah, I think organizing the cords is important. There's a lot of them. I wish there was a way to have like less giant corded parts, but for now I think just whatever we can do to get it to work.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right, thanks, Benny. All right, Jill.
Mostly just well, I had a bunch of emails and like trying to help Kiente a bit, like figure out like where her bot is, because I guess there was like a delivery problem. So that was a little bit of my morning, and then I'm just trying to get the spot together for the meetup tomorrow.
Yeah, what time is that, by the way?
Trying to prep materials for it, and then I got in contact. Well, somebody contacted me who's doing like another streaming site that's focused on like AR and some other 360 camera stuff. So I have to figure out exactly what his company is about. So we set up the meeting for later. So we'll see how that goes.
What time is the homebrew robotics club tomorrow?
It's at 6. So what I think we should do tomorrow is head down around 3. So what we want to do is we want to get on the road before traffic, because otherwise it's going to take like an hour and a half to drive there. Because it'll be commute direction, because that's the way commuters go, like when they go home from San Francisco. So we'll probably want to like meet up and like head out around 2 or 3, maybe hang out at Hacker Dojo or somewhere like close to the place for the meetup, and then just work there until meetup.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right. Well, so James, or Sherlock, he goes by Sherlock on the site and on our Slack, but he deserves some props. He's been working on the iPhone app version. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see it, but I'll show it right now. It's pretty cool. It's very sleek, very smooth. All right, so it's running on my simulator on my computer. Okay, but here it is. So you log in, and then this is what you'll see. You'll see like a whole bunch of, you'll see all of the live robots, and you can tap one of them, and it'll load the video. You can buy Robits here, and that actually works. It uses Apple Pay, and you could log in and actually buy Robits. Of course, you can chat here, and then if you click this, you can access the controls.
How come the videos? Oh, you have to scroll up. Okay, that's why is the video cut off?
Yeah, it's a little bit. That window's a little bit big. Okay, and then to go back, you tap on the screen, and there's probably a whole bunch of features I'm missing, or that I don't know how to demo.
But
oh
yeah,
yeah,
a squatty potty. I saw that.
Nice.
Squatty potty. If you click on a username, then it will show that user's. Oh, he didn't. He took that out. But if you click on a robot, it will show that the robot's I guess the robot's owner. Well, I don't know. It looks like that's Bonsai Baby's profile picture. But anyway,
Yeah, it looks
this is
like
the
this
robot.
is for the individual robot, but I think we want to do. Actually, we should make that clear to
James.
Sherlock.
Sherlock. We probably want to do RoboCaster first before we do like followers per robot. Even though she only has one robot, but some of us have more, and they shift around and stuff.
Yeah. All right, I'll coordinate with James about that. That'll require some changes on the server side. But yeah, I mean, so we have very close. I mean, we're about to get it in the store. Like we're doing all that necessary paperwork, you can call it, getting the DUNS number, things like that, to get it officially in the store, and then you guys will be able to download it. Well, anybody would be able to download it. So that's really cool, and yeah, huge props to James. All right. Well, I think that's it. Anyone else wants to say?
I actually wanted to. I was thinking about using one of those Logitech. Well, I'm probably just going to try and see what it's like just to use one of those Logitech cameras inside the telly. Like, my main concern was, so it's a really nice camera. It's not quite wide angle enough, but you know, the CCD or whatever it is really nice. It has autofocus. The image looks real clean, and it has a built-in mic. But I guess my concern about the mic is that if it's sitting on the same plane as the LEDs or behind the LEDs, like it might pick up some weird problems. I kind of wanted to try it because I'm just thinking that like between the cost of the mic, the camera lens, and the Raspberry Pi camera, like it's pretty equivalent, except this is just like one unit versus 3 separate components. So it might be worth it if we can get it to work. Even though the camera's like $50. Anyway, just a thought. I don't know if anybody else had any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I've been looking at this camera too. It's a Raspberry Pi camera with a fisheye built in.
Yeah, Jill found that one. That one's the one Roxy has.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it's a little too extreme. I actually also tried one of, so R2Cam also makes these.
Oh.
And so this one has like a actual standard like camera mount, but it may have been good if what it came with by default was good, but it actually, the lens isn't so great. It's the same angle as those Logitech cams, but if we're gonna do that, like I would just rather go with the Logitech cam. But yeah, it's just a question of how does that reconcile with the the rest of the robot face, I guess. But it'd be a really simple solution, and I could always just, if I got it to work, I could always just send back all the Raspberry Pi cams I just bought. Anyway, I don't know if anyone had any thoughts or objections.
No, I think it makes sense. It's better to keep everything in one unit if you can. It might be cheaper overall in the long run.
Yeah.
So which one has like a wider?
Sorry, what?
Which one has a wider lens or like a wider field of view? I guess the Logitech camera or the Raspberry Pi cam.
Well, the solution we're going with. Oh my god, I
So
got
much
myself.
echo.
Is that me?
I don't know who that is. Okay, it's not cool. So we have a wide angle on the telebots right now, but it's not a full fisheye. I think the full fisheye is like way too extreme. Like the one on Roxy is just way too much, and that's the one that like Jose just plugged. They're also a little hard to source consistently because they always seem to have very limited quantities. It is nice to have a camera with like a lens that's attached, but it also should be the right kind of camera. There's probably something in the USB camera area that might work, but nothing that I found that's like cheaper than the Logitech one. I don't know. I feel like the Logitech one's probably still kind of. I don't know. I'll just make a bot and I'll put that in the bot. And we'll just see how it goes. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't.
Okay. Well, maybe I don't know the right terminology, but is there a difference between like wide angle? Wide angle is like the fisheye lens thing, but there's another thing where I'm thinking about depth of field view, whatever depth of
So
field.
a fisheye is distorted. It has a fishbowl sort of look to it, and it has a really wide view angle, usually 180 degrees or more. And a wide angle lens does not have like the distortion. It's usually
Right.
like 140 to
Yeah,
170, but the lens is made in such a way where you don't get like the crazy like fisheye distortion,
Yeah.
which is a little disorienting when you're driving around a robot.
Yeah, I understand that. I think I was just using the wrong terminology. I meant to ask, like, which one has like a shallower depth of field view, because I really like it, like when it has a shallow depth of field look, and like like whatever's close up is in focus and whatever's in the background is blurry, and that kind of gives it that film look. I just thought that'd be cool.
That just depends on the distance of the lens to the camera.
Okay.
So that's for our robots normally that's fixed. If we're using the Logitech camera, it's variable because it has autofocus. So it'll focus on what's in front of it if there's something in front of it. And then it'll make the background blurry and vice versa.
Okay, cool. All right.
I think Logitech's a sure bet.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. The challenge is just figuring out how that works with the way the robot's designed right now, I guess. So, I'll just try it. Anyway, I didn't mean to waste everyone's time with that.
No, that's not a waste of time. It's all good.
Alright.
I do have a question. Last question. It's not about the Logitech camera stuff. It's about how's it going with like Android development? Is there anybody volunteering?
Well, so there was a guy, Rocket Strong, who did volunteer, and he created a very basic Android app. I mean, yeah, it's still in a very basic state, though.
I see.
So
I could talk to Igor.
Sure. I think
Android
James
guy.
Sherlock, I think he's going to talk to his Android friend, too. Who he said was
Okay.
interested in potentially creating an Android app for us. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, again, thanks everybody for helping. You're doing a great job. We're making real progress every day. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, looking good.
Thank you, man.
Cool.
Working so
Glad
hard.
to be here.
Oh, Jose, are you going to be there at the
What?
homebrew thing? Are you gonna be at the homebrew thing tomorrow, or?
That all depends on what time I end up leaving here. I think I'll be leaving around 3 a.m. So I'll be in town.
Jeez, but you're gonna have to
Yeah.
sleep after that. All right. Well, no pressure. I was just
Yeah.
wondering if
If I can make
you
it,
would
I'll make it.
coincidentally be
I will
here.
shoot for doing it.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks again. You guys have a good
Okay.
night. All right. Bye. What? Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my fucking god. fucking dark, man. Jesus bullshit.